Right now at 5, the Missouri Supreme Court sets an execution date for a man convicted of the rape and murder of a 9-year-old girl.
And we have an alert day today for dangerous heat across the area. Heat alerts are in place. Take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Missourians will get a chance to decide the future of sports betting in the state this November.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
We are halfway through this work weekend. We mentioned yesterday, wouldn't have been surprised to see heat advisories issued, and well, that's exactly what we got. They are out there as we've got dangerous heat rolling into the area once again, and that's where we'll start is with our alert day today with those heat advisories across the entire area, with the exception of Newada and Washington County, northeastern Oklahoma. We're looking at excessive heat warnings. So for most of us, heat index values up to about 108 degrees. However, in the excessive heat warning, those heat index values could reach 112 degrees. So you know the drill. Unfortunately, you should be well versed in the drill. Stay hydrated, take frequent breaks if you're outside, stay indoors if you can, keep kids indoors, check on the elderly. Just make sure you're taking the appropriate precautions, because on the future track heading through this afternoon and into this evening, there is nothing out there. It is going to be breezy, though. We've got that warm front that pushed through. That's bringing in gusty south winds, pushing about 20 miles an hour. And our highs today, again, at uncomfortable levels into the upper 90s. Not too bad, at least to start. We're above normal, but not significantly so. In Joplin and Pittsburgh, 73 and 71. Quick look at temperatures around the region. We do have some cooler temperatures out there. We're low mid 70s, but the further southwest you go, hence why we have the excessive heat warnings further southwest. Temperatures into the upper 70s in Veneta and Newada, and it's a bit on the warm side as well in Sedan. All right, heading into the afternoon, clear skies out there. Of course, the alert day's in place for the dangerous heat. Upper 90s for our highs. Some of us could even peak out at about 99 degrees. And heat index values, again, for most of us, up to 108. Some of you, especially in those excessive heat warnings, could reach 112 degrees. So here's the thing. You got the dangerous heat. We got heat that's going to hang on for the next several days. In fact, lasting all the way into next week. But we also have some thunderstorm chances, and we are looking at least at the slight possibility of some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms with some of that activity over the next couple of days. We'll break down all those details for you in the full forecast, and that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, firefighters respond to a call in Jasper County yesterday. The call came in around 9:30 a.m. at Prosperity and Elm Road. At the same time, heavy rain and lightning was moving through the region. While no one was injured, the Red Cross has been contacted to assist those displaced by the fire. The Missouri Supreme Court sets an execution date for a man convicted of raping and murdering a 9-year-old girl in southwest Missouri. In 2012, a jury convicted Christopher Collings of the 2007 abduction, rape, and murder of Rowan Ford of Stella, Missouri. Investigators say Collings threw Ford's body into a sinkhole in McDonald County. The Supreme Court yesterday set his execution for December 3rd. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The Missouri Secretary of State yesterday validated proposed constitutional amendments to appear on the state's November ballot. They were added after an initiative petition acquired enough signatures. One of those proposals would allow people to place bets on professional sports teams. Casino operators would also be able to obtain a license. Missouri's professional sports teams have supported the proposal. The proposed amendment would establish a 10% wagering tax that would go towards educational organizations. If it's approved, it would become effective no later than December 1st of next year. A total of 38 states and the District of Columbia allow some form of sports betting. Those include Missouri's neighboring states of Kansas and Arkansas. Another proposed amendment added to the Missouri ballot concerns abortion. Missourians will vote on a constitutional amendment that would reverse the current near total abortion ban back to the rules established by Roe v. Wade. The Secretary of State's office declared that a petition received enough signatures to be included in the election. If the amendment receives a majority vote, it would allow abortion until fetal viability, which is around 24 weeks when a fetus could survive outside the uterus. If passed, Missouri would become the first state to reverse their abortion ban. Currently, abortions are only allowed in the case of a medical emergency. Missouri is one of at least 6 states that will vote on abortion this November. Another issue on the Missouri ballot is Proposition A. If passed, it would increase Missouri's minimum wage to $13.75 an hour in 2025 and to $15 per hour in 2026. It would also require all employers to provide 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours work. And if you plan to vote in November, now is the time to register. Take a look. These are the deadlines to register for November 5th. Missouri has the first cutoff for registration in our area. That's October 9th. In Oklahoma, you have until October 11th, and in Kansas, it's October 15th. Canvassing over the August 6th election took place yesterday morning in Crawford County. The Crawford County Board of Canvassers met to provide an assessment and finalize the results and statistics from the August 6th election. The process helps to ensure election integrity and provides insight to future elections. The board was able to finalize the results with the addition of an evaluation of provisional ballots.
Just go through our reasonings for provisionals counting or not counting, and go through our results. Make sure all of our tapes from the election machines are signed and correct, and then we'll tally the results and present them to them to make them official.
According to the official results, 3,803 ballots were cast in the primary election in Crawford County. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. High school football practices continued in the state of Missouri. We'll see how 2 local teams are preparing. Plus, Japan's prime minister announced that he would not be running in the upcoming party election. And dangerous heat returns. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, yesterday was day 2 of high school football practices in the state of Missouri. Today, we show you a couple of teams that had very different 2023 seasons. And despite being in the same conference for years, they won't face each other in 2024. We start with Carl Junction. The Bulldogs are on the practice field before the sun rises. They're coming off a 1-8 regular season, but put together a playoff run into the district championship and finished 3-9. Over the offseason, CJ left the COC for the newly established Ozark Mountain Conference, a move that allows the Bulldogs to play against schools closer to their size.
It's going to be really different. I mean, everybody says that the competition is going to be way worse, but I still think there's going to be some good teams in there. I still think that we're going to have to push ourselves every day to, compete in this new conference. I think that we'll be able to adjust to the speed of it because we already know the speed of the COC.
District championship every year. We're looking forward to it this year for sure. It's going to be a little more competitive, honestly. We're playing with schools, our size. I think it's going to be fun.
Meanwhile, Carthage High School football had practice number 2 yesterday evening. The Tigers have all the pieces in place for a really special season in 2024. They returned 6 all-conference players from a year ago. 3 of them were all-state performers, and those seniors leading the way in 2024 want to make sure they finish their high school careers the right way.
It's a fun group, number one. There's a bunch of good kids out here, very coachable kids, and day one is what it is. We're out here without helmet and shoulder pads, so kind of the tempo's a little bit different, but I thought they did a really good job with that.
It's pretty surreal. You start freshman year and think, oh, I got a lot of time, but then you get to senior year and it's here already, so it goes fast.
Definitely the leadership. It was real quiet to start the year last year, then we kind of stepped up a little bit, and then those guys are returning. We're just being leaders.
And for an in-depth look at all the football teams in our viewing area and more, look no further than the KOAM Pigskin Preview. The 29th edition of our preseason football publication is now live, available exclusively on our website at KOAMNewsNow.com/pigskin. For 61 different high schools, 2 junior colleges, and our 2 local universities, we profile the returning starters, key newcomers, and 2024 outlooks. We also have complete 2024 schedules and quotes from the head coaches of each team. You can check it out right now. Just scan the QR code that's there on your screen. It'll bring you to the KOAM Pigskin Preview, which is available online free of charge. Well, Joplin Outlaws have played 68 games this summer. Last night, their season starts anew in the playoffs, and they played one heck of a game. After trailing 10-2 in the 3rd inning and 14-6 in the 7th, the Outlaws come roaring back. They score 12 runs in their final 2 times at the plate and win the semifinal matchup against Sherman. Final score 18-14. The Outlaws play for a league title tonight. And Crowder College softball announces yesterday it has a new head coach. The Rough Riders hired Drew Osborne to lead the program after Josh Barnes left for Pittsburgh State. The former Grove High School softball and baseball coach says in a press release, Crowder softball has a strong tradition, and I'm looking forward to continuing that trend. Working at Crowder is an incredible opportunity to work with student athletes as they pursue their dreams. Well, still to come, we're going to see how eating healthy can lower a person's dementia risk by nearly 1/3. Plus, we got the dangerous heat. We've got the possibility of strong storms as well. A look at that forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:16 now on this Wednesday morning. And I do believe maybe we just missed it, but I think that car may have gone through that red light. Maybe not. Hard to tell. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good out there this morning. A few more cars on the road this morning. I noticed that on the way in, too. Every so often, at the wee hours of the morning, there's a few extra people on the roadway. So there must be something special going on this morning somewhere. KDOT camera at Kansas Crossing on 69. Also looking pretty good this morning. Of course, that's just south of Pittsburgh. And as we take a look, we got a lot to talk about in terms of the weather. So this is Day 1. We've talked about this before, but if you've never heard us discuss it, Day 1 from the Storm Prediction Center, Norman, Oklahoma, can continue all the way into early tomorrow morning. I don't make the rules. I just know that's how they do it. So this is not for today. This is for late tonight into early tomorrow morning. We have a low hail threat across parts of Kansas and Missouri and a low wind risk for some stronger storms early tomorrow morning. So we're going to show you what those look like on the future track. First, for today, and this is why I'm saying that severe threat is not for today, because it is going to be clear, maybe a cloud or two. It is going to be dangerously hot. We have an alert day for those heat advisories that are in place, and those heat index values up to 108 for most of us. Some of us could even hit 112. We'll have a gusty south wind out there. So here we go overnight and start to see a few isolated storms initially, and then by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll see a few more scattered showers and storms as we get closer to sunrise. This is that window of the strong storms with that low hail and wind risk out there is going to be in the morning hours on Thursday. As this passes through, we could still deal with a few isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. Then we'll see new development take place, which, by the way, as you can see, the rain has absolutely no impact on our temperatures. Not like yesterday's rain. This has no impact on us at all. It's still going to be hot tomorrow, and we're going to start to see additional showers and storms as we head into Thursday evening, and some of these could also be strong to severe across the region, and these will continue into Thursday night. Then as we head into early Friday morning, that kind of begins to wrap up for a bit. Friday, still going to be another hot day out there. Not as hot, but still uncomfortable to say the least. Then we go into Friday evening, and you guessed it, another round of isolated to widely scattered showers and storms across the area as we head into the evening and overnight hours. And we could see a bigger storm complex start to develop in the southern half of our area overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. And as such, there's an attendant severe threat with that as well. So this is for Thursday, heading into the afternoon and evening hours, we have a low to elevated risk of strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms out there. And then we've got just that general thunderstorm risk as we head into Friday across the region as well, with maybe a few pop-up storms. So there's a lot going on there. And then, as I mentioned, we also have the heat advisories in place as well today. 73 in Joplin right now. That dew point's up there at 70, so that's in that soupy range already. We've got some cool temperatures, again, almost in the same areas they were yesterday, right along this upside, well, this 7 shape out here. And we've got the low to mid 70s as you head further southwest, and we have excessive heat warnings into Nevada and Washington counties. This is part of the reason why already into the upper 70s out there this morning. As we get our day underway, again, sunny skies, and it is going to be hot by late morning, already pushing close to 90 degrees out there. And as we head into the afternoon, as mentioned too, it's going to be just uncomfortable. So make sure you're taking the appropriate precautions. We've been over them 100 times, but stay hydrated, stay inside if you can. If you've got to be outside, take frequent breaks, find shade. You guys at home, you know the drill here, but we're talking upper 90s. Some of us may even cap out about 99 degrees. Sunny skies out there, and the winds out of the south will be gusty, pushing about 20 miles an hour. Now, the winds will ease up later this evening into the overnight. Still out of the south, though. Clear skies, and then again, we'll have that thunderstorm chance going to be very late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Say better chances after about 2 a.m. And we're going to have another mild evening as well, mid and upper 70s for our overnight lows. And we're not going to have any near-term breaks from this heat either over the next several days. So again, we've got the storm chances in the morning, scattered storms kind of in the afternoon, better storm chances again as we head into the evening. Some pop-up storms possible on our Friday, still mid-upper 90s. Hot heading into the weekend, some pop-up storms possible on our Sunday as well. And then take a look as we head into the next work week. I don't see any relief from the heat either. We're talking mid-upper 90s, hot and dry. So just again, make sure you are taking appropriate precautions. I know a number of schools, some already back to school now, many going back next week. So school districts, make sure you're keeping an eye on the heat and the kids as well. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. Eating healthy is not only good for the waistline, it may also benefit the brain. Having an anti-inflammatory diet of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can lower a person's dementia risk by nearly a third. That's according to a study published this week in the JAMA Network Open Journal. Researchers also say this decrease in dementia risk was also noted for people who had other health problems, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. One lifestyle medicine specialist notes the study is observational and can't make a direct link between a healthy diet and a healthy brain. However, it does mirror existing research that links dietary inflammation and brain health. Well, President Joe Biden is set to announce up to $150 million in funding for research aimed at improving the outcomes of cancer surgeries. The announcement came yesterday as the president and first lady visit Tulane University in New Orleans. The funding is part of the White House Cancer Moonshoot effort he first launched in 2016 as vice president after the death of Beau Biden. Now, Biden relaunched it 2 years ago with the goal of cutting the U.S. cancer rate by at least 50% over the next 25 years. The money is going to 7 universities and a company that provides the medical imaging used by cancer surgeons. The teams are collaborating on a program aimed at making tumor removals more effective. A Philadelphia mom is sharing her cancer journey on social media in an effort to educate others. At 37 years old, she was diagnosed with lung cancer despite having never smoked. Stephanie Stahl has her story.
People really responded to me sharing what I was going through, what it felt like.
Stephanie Williams is sharing her lung cancer journey on TikTok.
Finding out your biomarker can make a huge difference in your treatment plan. The third thing would be to find a support group. They can really help you take your treatment to the next level.
This Harrisburg mom is part of a growing trend of young women who never smoked diagnosed with lung cancer. Stephanie was 37.
My doctor and I discussing this mild cough I've had. She's thinking it's acid reflux. reflux or maybe allergy-induced asthma.
That's the scary part of lung cancer. The symptoms aren't usually obvious. Stephanie ended up needing surgery and chemotherapy, all chronicled on social media.
Not that great at putting wigs on. It just kind of grew, and with that feedback, I was encouraged and emboldened to share even more.
Especially when she saw one post had 776,000 views. She's hoping to help fellow cancer patients and raise awareness.
I think this is that many more people who have lung cancer on their mind now that may not have considered it before when they think about cancers that need awareness. It feels good to know that you're helping someone.
Stephanie is also working with the Lung Cancer Foundation of America to get more research and find better ways to detect lung cancer and improve treatments so one day it won't be the leading cancer killer.
And if I can get the word out on that, then I feel I've done my job.
Now, at age 40, with no evidence of disease, Stephanie is an example of the importance of early detection.
There's so much hope on the horizon as we get better and better at research, treatments, diagnosis.
For more on statistics and symptoms of lung cancer, visit the American Cancer Society's website. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we do have that alert day in place today for dangerous heat across the area and tracking some thunderstorm chances. We'll look at all that when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Right now at 5:30, Joplin officials gather for the dedication of a juvenile justice center.
And we have an alert day in place today. Heat index values for most of us up to 108 degrees. We'll have a look at that and the forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Freeman Hospital in Neosho reopens their gift gallery for the first time since the pandemic.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday, August the 14th now.
Yes.
Look,
The paper
sometimes
that
she
I
covers
normally
it.
have for him to read the date was, under a
Partially,
bunch of other stuff. So
It's
messing you up this morning.
I don't realize it until I've already started the sentence. Yes. I don't know what day it is. I mean, I know it's Wednesday, but what day of the month? I don't have the
July
first
2nd?
clue.
I don't know. Who knows?
It could be almost Christmas for all I know. I mean, it's the heat, man. It gets you.
It is, and it's back.
It is back, and unfortunately, it's here to stay for a while, but that is typical of August. Unfortunately, though, it's doing so in a most unpleasant way. We have heat advisories across the entire area and even excessive heat warnings into Nevada and Washington counties in northeastern Oklahoma. So, yeah, unpleasant out there. In the excessive heat warnings, could see heat index values up to 112. In the heat advisories, we're looking at those heat index values pushing anywhere from 105 to 108 degrees. So make sure you're taking the precautions. We know this drill. We've been down this road. However, one of the key changes this week and even into next, number of schools going back to class. Some already have. More going back next week. It's still going to be hot next week. So to the school districts, make sure you're paying attention to this stuff. Don't let those kids outside unless the building is on fire. You should probably have the kids inside. They're not going to enjoy that indoor recess, but it is better to be safe than sorry. Future track for today, the only thing it shows is these really fast wind arrows because we'll have southerly winds gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour as temperatures soar into the upper 90s across the area with maybe a stray cloud or two. However, we also have some thunderstorm chances. We're going to get into detail on that here in the full forecast in just a moment because there's a lot to discuss there as well. 73 in Joplin, 71 in Pittsburgh this morning, and as we look at temperatures around the area, low mid 70s in the northeastern portion of our area, and you see this dividing line. You head further southwest, we start going mid upper 70s as we get our Wednesday underway. So again, for some of us, an already muggy and uncomfortable start. Sunny skies through the day, highs upper 90s, and those heat index values up to 108, and as mentioned, and those excessive heat warnings could reach up to 112, so take the appropriate precautions today. We're going to talk about how long this heat lasts, which, by the way, it's going to last a while, unfortunately. Also, we're going to talk about some more much-needed rain that's on the way. We'll do all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. The Columbus Police Department announces some changes. According to the Columbus Police Department's Facebook page, Preston Hosier is being promoted to police sergeant, and Arlo Luke will become the new school resource officer. Hosier has recently taken the lead in the department's field training officer program and played a key role in implementing the department-wide TASER modernization initiative. Luke brings 5 years of diverse experience to his new role, including animal control officer, police officer, and code enforcement official. Well, the Nevada, Missouri Fire Department announces a brand new fire chief. Captain Taylor McClintock has been promoted to the top spot. McClintock has worked for Nevada for 15 years. The department announced the promotion on its Facebook page. Well, community members gathered yesterday in Joplin for the dedication of the Senator Ron Richard Juvenile Justice Center. The facility opened in 2019 and provides short-term detention for young people waiting for a detention hearing, placement with youth services, or release to legal guardians. The public consolidates all of Jasper County's juvenile services, including detention, alternative education, courts, and administration. The Juvenile Justice Center is now named in honor of former Joplin Mayor and Missouri Senator Ron Richard, who died in June 2023.
I can't think of anybody else who would be better to have somebody name a building after than Senator Richard. He absolutely deserves this honor, and it's a big privilege for me to be part of this service here today.
Jasper County officials say the facility was designed with the ultimate goal of diverting young people out of detention. Freeman Health System in Neosho, Missouri is reopening its gift gallery after a 4-year hiatus due to COVID-19. The gallery previously supported many charitable foundations, and they also donated more than $100,000 to the surrounding community.
Very important to volunteer, just to give yourself to other people. And that's what I find at working in the gift shop. I can be a service to other people.
The Chief Operating Officer of Freeman Health System, Renee Denton, says the volunteers play a very important role in maintaining and operating the store. Well, International Friends of Pittsburgh welcomed incoming international students with a dinner at the Presbyterian Church in Pittsburgh yesterday evening. The purpose of the event is to give attending students and faculty a chance to explore different cultures and hopefully reduce the feeling of homesickness.
I mean, this is their first day. For some of them, it's their first time leaving their home or their home country and even coming to America. So if we can reduce that in any way by hosting events like this to get them into the public, to get them to start meeting each other, that's what we're looking for.
Students from over 25 countries attended last night's welcome dinner. With school just around the corner, the Carl Junction Area Chamber of Commerce yesterday held a back-to-school block party. Food trucks, games, and music were available for the community to enjoy. Kids of all ages were encouraged to attend to have a little fun before school starts.
I think this is a great way to bring members of the community to the schools on these open house nights. We're kind of having a marriage between this community and the schools, which is great to see. It brings a lot of energy and excitement to the beginning of the school year. So we have kids who have met their teachers and now they come out here and they're having a fun time. So it's really a great positive way to start the school year.
There were also giveaways for people who attended. And it may not be Halloween, but students in Baxter Springs had a spooky back-to-school send-off. Not even rain could stop Skeletom and Skeletom Jr. from getting set up and ready to wish students and teachers a happy school year. The 12-foot-tall skeleton is ready to take to the classroom with his giant pencil, happy to show students that school isn't something to fear. And they have a note to students and teachers wishing them good luck and encouraging them to make this year their best year. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The UN Security Council convenes an emergency meeting after a deadly Israeli attack on a school in Gaza. Plus, first responders continue their efforts to put out a fast-moving wildfire in Greece. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida announces he will be stepping down next month. Today, Kishida shocked the nation when he announced that he would not be running in the upcoming party election. His 3-year term, which ends in September, was marred with political scandals and calls for him to resign. Back in 2021, Kishida was elected leader of the Liberal Democratic Party, but recently his approval ratings have slipped due to the party's ties to the controversial Unification Church. Kishida's decision to drop out of the race opens the door for the LDP to vote for a new prime minister. This is because the LDP controls both houses of parliament. The UN Security Council convenes an emergency meeting after a deadly Israeli attack on a school in Gaza. The August 11th airstrike hit a school and a mosque in Gaza City and reportedly killed at least 93 people sheltering inside. The White House says it was deeply concerned about reports of civilian casualties and urged Israel to take steps to minimize harming civilians. The Israeli military claims the school was a Hamas and Islamic Jihad militant command post. The UN renewed its push for Israel and Hamas to reach a ceasefire. The U.S. yesterday approved $20 billion in weapons sales to Israel as tensions escalate in the Middle East, threatening the risk of a wider regional war. Well, efforts continue in Greece to put out a fast-moving wildfire which sparked over the weekend. Flames are being blamed for the deconstruction of several homes, including the death of one person. Marian Rafferty has the story.
Firefighters are racing to put out hundreds of small, slow-burning fires in Greece. A break in windy weather giving them a shot at full containment on a massive wildfire that sparked Sunday near Athens.
There was no time to even grab any clothes. All I have is what I'm wearing.
The fire burned dozens of homes and businesses in the city's northern suburbs. It's also left at least one person dead, a woman who died inside a local business.
She was a colleague, a friend, a good person, dignified and hardworking.
While residents begin the cleanup process, firefighters from neighboring countries like Romania are arriving to help. Along with crews, several countries are also sending trucks and water-dropping planes. But this isn't the only blaze burning in the Balkans. At least 11 fires are burning in remote mountain areas of Albania. Bosnia is also struggling to contain flames spreading at a national park.
We have information that helicopters of the National Rescue Center of Serbia are at our disposal. We expect also other countries from the region to send help.
Meanwhile, here at home, several western wildfires are still raging. One of the biggest, the Park Fire in California, is now at 39% containment, with more than 400,000 acres burned. The California National Guard has been helping on the front lines.
We have just under 300 total service members who have been activated for the Park Fire as well as for the Boral Fire.
Low winds also appear to be helping with fire suppression in the Park Fire. Cal Fire says the blaze was subdued overnight due to higher humidity.
Now to look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:46 now on this Wednesday morning. We're starting with a live look from MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline in Joplin. As mentioned earlier, a little busier than normal for this time of day, so there must be some kind of special sales. I know it's not Black Friday, but there's got to be something going on. Folks are out already this morning. Kansas Crossing, US 69, KDOT camera at that intersection looking pretty good as well. We are dry this morning. There's some showers and storms out there, but they are well to our east, and that's where they're going to remain. However, as we head into the overnight hours, we're going to see an opportunity for some showers and storms, and some of those could be strong with a chance for maybe some large hail and some gusty winds out there across the area. And again, I know this is day one, but as we discussed earlier, day one goes into the overnight hours as well, and this is going to be overnight tonight, not during the daytime hours today. And we can show you that on the future track. During the daytime hours today, about the only thing the future track has to show us is the gusty south winds pushing about 20 miles an hour and temperatures getting uncomfortably hot as we go into the upper 90s. We have an alert day today as we have heat advisories across a good portion of the area, and we'll talk about those here in just a moment. Once we get into the early overnight hours, about 2 o'clock or so, we're going to start to see an opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and this is where, again, some of these could be strong, maybe low-grade severe, not anticipating anything too wild, and these will continue as isolated to widely scattered showers and storms as we head into the afternoon. Most of us will be dry into the afternoon, but as we head later into the evening hours on our Thursday, another round of showers and thunderstorms will develop, and some of those could be strong to severe as well. So by 7, we're looking at an opportunity for a decent thunderstorm complex, potentially right along the I-44 corridor and immediately points north to roll on through the area. Maybe a few redeveloping thunderstorms south of I-44 late night. Then as we head into our Friday, we initially will again start dry. And as we head later into the evening again, we'll have another opportunity initially for some isolated to widely scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms out there. And then by late night Friday into early Saturday, if all the ingredients come together to correctly in the southern half of our area, we could see some redevelopment of another thunderstorm complex. Now at this point, these aren't expected to be severe, but definitely bringing some much needed rainfall if we can get A and B together to make C. All right, so there's that low end risk for us overnight tonight. And then again in the evening hours tomorrow, we have a low to elevated risk for some strong to severe thunderstorms. And again, the primary concern would be large hail and damaging wind gusts out there. We have heat advisories for virtually the entire area today, and that's for heat index values anywhere from 105 to 108 degrees. But in the excessive heat warnings, Nowata and Washington counties, you could see heat index values approaching 112 degrees. In Joplin right now, skies are clear, 73. That dew point at that soupy range at 70 with a southeast breeze at about 5. We've got cooler temperatures in the northeastern portion of our area, low to mid 70s, and the further south and west you go, the warmer it gets. We start going mid upper 70s out there as we get this Wednesday underway. Sunny skies, again, maybe a cloud or two, and otherwise, again, just hot, upper 80s near 90 by 11 o'clock this morning, and again, that's ahead of highs today into the upper 90s, getting close to 100 with those heat index values, again, for most of us, 105 to 108 degrees, so make sure you're taking precautions. I know some schools already back in session, so school districts, I know you're paying attention. Just keep an eye on the kids, maybe keep them inside. And it's not going to be fun for them, but it will be safe for them. Heading into the evening, again, we're initially clear out there through the evening hours, down to 82 by 10, overnight lows, upper 70s. And then again, after 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll see that opportunity for some additional showers and storms. And those storm chances, as we discussed, continue into our Friday, mid-upper 90s, so the heat continues as well. Now, as we head into the weekend, we're still muggy, pop-up storms Sunday. And as we go into next week, yeah, those temperatures are hot, but at least briefly, humidity levels will drop a bit, so it won't be as muggy out there, but then we're back near 100 toward the end of next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Nearly 3 centuries worth of New York City pets, furry, feathered, or otherwise, are about to be having their day in the big city. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Move over, Sex and the City. It's time for Pets and the City to paint the town red in Manhattan. An upcoming New York Historical Society exhibition will chronicle nearly 3 centuries of New Yorkers and their animal friends through a collection of historical photos, paintings, and media. The Society says animals have long played pivotal roles in the lives of New Yorkers, from hunting sidekicks for early settlers to literal and figurative workhorses to domesticated members of modern families. According to the Society, New York City is home to more than 2 million pets, furry, feathered, and miscellaneous, and the exhibition, slated to start in October, aims to showcase the enduring bonds animals and people have cultivated over the years in and around the Big Apple. Speaking of animal lovers,
watch out for the dog, watch out for the dog.
An Ohio State trooper took quick action after spotting several puppies milling around on a busy roadway and dealt with the situation with an adorable and audible dose of puppy love.
Come here, it's okay. Come on, we gotta go up to the doors, come on.
The trooper added some dexterous wrangling to her boisterous baby Babylon to corral the wiggly pups safely before making contact with the owners. So she's watching out for the dogs, but who's watching out for the giant freaky python? A team of brave and dedicated staff members at the Memphis Zoo, that's who, watch as they collab to give Elmo, a 16-foot Burmese python, an important periodic checkup complete with measurements, x-rays, and blood work. Snakes alive, that is one big patient. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Stick around, we'll be right back. Well, new insurance might keep you from melting down in the summer heat. Baskin-Robbins is offering customers a free single scoop ice cream cone today with its new Melt Insurance promotion. The offer is available for anyone who orders a single scoop on the BR app and uses the code MELT at checkout. No proof of melted ice cream is required. The company says Melt Insurance is meant to help customers stay cool during the rising heat. What do you get when you combine orange sherbet, vanilla ice cream, and a popsicle stick? Well, of course, a creamsicle. And with sweltering heat sweeping the country, it's the perfect time to celebrate the tasty treat. Wednesday today is National Creamsicle Day. It's observed every year on August 14th. The creamy citrus concoction is enjoyed as more than just a frozen treat. It also features flavors in other desserts as well as in various beverages.
And today's going to be a great day for a creamsicle, though you may want to enjoy it indoors. It won't last long outside with our temperatures and heat index values heating up. We have an alert day today for dangerous heat advisories for most of the area. Heat index values 108, as high as 108. Some of you even could reach 112. By 11 a.m., sunny skies near 90. Our highs today, mid-upper 90s across the area. Again, with those heat index values, 105, 108, and for some, again, as high as 112. We'll be clear through the evening, still warm, low 80s by 10, and then after 2 a.m., some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, as some of those could be strong, low-grade severe. More thunderstorm chances Thursday, Friday, and Sunday as the heat holds on. We'll be back with another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.